Hi everyone, this is Sinan from carinspected, and today we are going to be looking at the ST2. This is a Strober or a pulsar. It basically is a small unit, which is right here, that would be spliced into the brake light, which pulsates the brake light 5 times. This is a CB500X that we're installing it on. It basically pulsates the brake light every time you apply the brakes. Now we've heard some reports, we've seen some videos, and we want to try this for ourselves because there seems to be a problem with this that seemingly, it's moving, it's vibrating, and when it's vibrating, it's basically pulsating the brakes unnecessarily when they shouldn't be. So it's not only when you're applying the brakes. The way this works is when it detects that you're decelerating, it would actually close the circuit and it allows the brakes to pulsate. So it detects that you are decelerating and it would help with the strobe action of the brakes. It should not be on when you are on a rough road, say, for example, and these are shaking or moving. What we're going to try to do is we're going to try to install it right in the center line of the bike, right in the middle of the bike, double-sided tape here, and we're going to splice into the brake wire. We're going to make it in as much of a stable position as we can so that we want to see if the side-to-side movements or front and back movements or the vibrations in general while you're riding, if it's going to be affecting or if it's going to pulsate the brakes unnecessarily or inadvertently or just erroneous. This is the sprung mass. So you have what is a sprung mass. Is basically it's the mass that is above the shock absorber and the spring. This is separate from the vibrations of the wheel. So I understand, of course, if you would to install it here, this is an exaggeration, but if you were to install it here, all of the vibrations of the road are going to trigger that strober unnecessarily. We finished installing the ST2 strober. If I was to comment or make one important note, it wasn't clear where it says is signal plus. Just make sure you find the signal light or the signal wire, not the constant 12 volt plus, and the ground is the ground. Obviously find the signal and the ground, but here it gives you an impression just by the color and then the plus, it gives you an impression that they just want you to do the direct plus, which is not the case. So what I did is I just used a 12 volt meter and I was able to check which one is the plus, and with the continuity I was able to check the signal. I isolated the plus so I know I don't have to cut into it, and then with the continuity I was able to find the ground, which is constant ground. So if you connect it anywhere to the chassis, it'll show continuity, and then the other one would be only with the ignition on. When you press the brake or when you activate the brake pedal, it will show continuity, and that's what we did. Now the wiring is complete and it's done. Another thing for the CB500X is the wiring that they have on the sheet that you saw earlier is not the same as the wiring that is in this motorcycle. This, I'm just shaking. So the ignition is on. I only have it half connected because I still have to do some taping to store everything properly. You can see here, every time you press the brake pedal, it would flash like so. There it is again. And then I'm trying to shake this, just shaking nothing is happening. To me, it seems like it has been worked out. I'm going to be installing it this way just to be on the safe side, just in case there is any accelerometer problems, as mentioned in other videos or as shared by other customers who have tried the system. It's still too early to take the bike out. Temperature is still relatively cold, as you can see, double jacket. Once we have an update, we'll probably put it in the description section. And if you guys have any questions, you can ask us in the comment section. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.